Hey, it's Hannah. I have records to show. So it's been a minute and I have accumulated some more vinyl to catch you up on and show. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I recently hit 5,000 subs, which was a huge surprise to me, and I'm just grateful for the friends I have gained here. I have to say that I do spend much more of my time on Instagram, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, you'll see me posting a lot of records on there. I've been kind of distancing myself from YouTube. I just find there to be a lot of negativity lately, so I probably just from here on out won't be posting a ton. I used to post weekly, then monthly, and now it's just kind of like whenever I get time. My work has picked up a bunch, which has been a blessing. I thought I was going to have to ditch the company I currently work for and look for something that's a little more secure and stable. With the pandemic, it's been a little iffy, but we got a bunch more clients in the last month or two, so that's been wonderful. So anyway, enough of me. Let us talk about music, and I just want to show this real quick. I actually just got this on my doorstep yesterday. I haven't unsealed it yet, but I have been waiting for this for a while. This is a top 5 album for me. This is My Bloody Valentine's Loveless. I have an original copy, an original UK press already, but I wanted to get in on this special analog cut version. So what had happened was I had intended to get this way sooner, but there was an issue with my order through Juno Records, because Juno Records, they ended up canceling my order, my pre-order, without really notifying me until I checked the status of my order, and it said it was canceled, and I was pretty PO'd about that. So then I finally had to order from My Bloody Valentine's official website, and that was back in April. They said it would take 6 months or it would ship in October, and it did, and I just got it. So this should be a stunning listen. I'm looking forward to comparing this to my original. Also have it on CD, but you know, this is the analog cut. So, you know, remastered by Kevin Shields himself. So I am just psyched to hear this. Domino Records. So, moving on. I also picked up the Byrds mono reissue of Notorious Byrd Brothers. The more I listen to this album, and I revisit it quite frequently, I would probably rate this as my #1 favorite Byrds album now. You know, as time goes on, your top 5, your top 3 or your top 5 list changes. This one with its harmonies and just gorgeous textures and tones, it is now my #1. So with the first 5 Byrds albums, I have stereo issues, and now I have mono issues as well. I had to spring for the mono reissue on this one because an original mono of this album is pretty rare and you're gonna really pay up. So I was happy to find this at my local record store, Homer's. Sounds awesome too. It's a Sundazed reissue. And I've talked about that before in my Byrds ranking video. If you go a couple years back, you'll find it. New release from a noise pop, shoegaze, post-punk band. Yeah, they have a little bit of all those genres to offer. This is A Place to Bury Strangers, and this is a new EP titled Hologram. This just came out this year, so only 5 songs or so. And I'll show you the vinyl. It's really cool looking. This splatter, kind of green and red. Yeah, found this at Jurassic Plastic. I had been wanting this. So, their other stuff I have on CD. I don't have all of their albums, but I have a few. This I would rate as one of their best releases in a while. I can't wait to see what they come up with next. I don't know if a full-length album is in the works. It probably is. But I highly recommend this. You know, heavy post-punk and very noisy shoegaze vibes on this as well. Sure, let's go with this one. The Omaha Record Show was end of September, and I was kind of underwhelmed. I saw a few people picked some pretty rad records, and they showed me kind of rubbing my nose in. And I was like, oh man, if I had just visited that table a few minutes beforehand, that could have been mine. But you know how record shows are. You just got to get there early. So this one surprised the heck out of me, and it was at a really cheap price. In fact, the price is still on there, $8. The Stems were an Australian garage jangle pop band from the 80s. And what's cool about the Stems, yeah, they're kind of part of that garage rock revival scene. This is actually a compilation, and a rare compilation. So it's called The Great Rosebud Hoax. I just like the cover of that. So it only has, you know, 8 songs. I'll show the label really quick. It's on Citadel. Dom Mariani, I think that's how you say his name. He was in this group, and just look at them. I mean, classic garage band look, right? So Dom Mariani was also in the Some Loves and DM3. I have a DM3 compilation CD that's really good. So later on, he was getting more power poppy, I would say, but definitely check out the Stems for some choice 80s garage rock revival cuts. And I think their first single is on here. Yeah, I think Make You Mine and She's a Monster. So those are the first 2 songs. That may have been their first 7-inch. It's just too bad they split up so soon. I think they only had 1 full-length album, which I'm always on the lookout for. But this is really good stuff. So that was really rare find to find here in Omaha. I mean, I've never seen anything from the Stems before. So I just realized that all the albums I want to show are pretty much out in open view, and we can't have that. So I had to move the records so you wouldn't see them all before I showed them. So another one I found at the Omaha show is the Undertones' first album. And again, I've never seen this out in the wild, so quickly grabbed it. It's in great shape. $20. This is a band from Northern Ireland. This is on Sire. I've been picking up their stuff recently. In another video, I'll show a few more releases from them that I got. But yeah, they were just like more pop than punk, I would say, even though they're definitely punk. I did not really dig them upon my first listen, and I've had this CD. This is also their first album, but a CD with bonus tracks. So I knew what I was in for. I mean, I really dig the Undertones now. It just took me a little bit to latch on to their sound. The singer, I don't even know if I want to try to pronounce his name. It's Feargal Sharkey. I'm probably going to get, you know, people, no, you can't say it that way. That's not how you pronounce it. I'm sorry. Phonetically speaking, is it Feargal or Feargal Sharkey? Anyway, with repeated listens, this really grew on me. And they had a hit. They may have had a few hits off of this. Teenage Kicks is probably their most well-known song. Also love Jump Boys, Here Comes the Summer, Jimmy Jimmy, I Know a Girl. It's really a solid debut. So Undertones, Irish punk at the Omaha Record Show. All right, next. I guess I don't have many CDs to show this time, but that's okay. Oh, let's show a gem here. This is Neil Young's Harvest Moon. I don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this one. This is a very nostalgic record for me. Unbelievably, I actually bought this off of Walmart.com. It's they had a really good price on it, like $25. eBay had it for a lot more money, and I couldn't find it for a much better price than that. So yeah, very nostalgic record. This is probably my first introduction to Neil Young. My parents played this album on CD back in the early 90s, like nonstop. So that's probably why I have such a strong love for this particular one. Yeah, it's just a very comforting listen to me. Definitely in my top 3 Neil Young records. A lot of people have already talked about this, but if you haven't heard this one, it is a solid Neil Young effort. So check out Harvest Moon. Glad I was able to pick that up. Let's talk about Sister from Sonic Youth. John at the Digital Gramophone, he featured this, I think, in his top 200 albums, like one of his installments. And I was like, man, I gotta get that on vinyl because a while ago I had it on CD and the CD has mysteriously disappeared. But this is a very cutting edge record. You could say it's even kind of a blueprint for shoegaze. Definitely had an influence on some shoegaze bands. I've heard it described a little as post-punk, indie, call it what you want. It's alternative rock from the 80s. I mean, this is one of the best Sonic Youth albums in my opinion. You know, starts off with Schizophrenia. That's a killer album opener, right? Very experimental for its time, and because of that, it gets extra points. Next, we got Sci-Flyer's first album. This one's called Fairweather Karma. I was able to get this on their Bandcamp website. I really enjoyed their album from last year. In fact, I featured it in my top 2020 albums video. I'll try to leave a link up above. And for the life of me, I can't think of the title of that record at the moment. I'll leave it down below, but check it out. Shoegaze band. Quite simply, beautiful spaced out shoegaze, kind of a psych vibe as well. I think this was all recorded on an 8-track. Just makes you kind of want to float away. This might even be like a part of their original pressing batch, but they recently had it on Bandcamp. I don't know if it's still available, but was happy to get that. So Sci-Flyer, dig the heck out of them. Was able to pick up X-Ray Specs with their album Germ-Free Adolescence. I have an issue with this pressing. It's from Real Gone Music, but I got it from Grapefruit, a local store here. I think I may have gotten a lemon copy because there's like so many clicks and pops in between the songs that it's just annoying. So I don't know what's with my copy. It's on clear vinyl, this reissue right there. I have never seen an original or early press of this. This is just brilliant, in-your-face, thought-provoking punk. Polystyrene, the singer, very much a pioneer of punk. She's in the middle there. I really want to see her documentary. I think it's called I Am a Cliche. And Chris and I were trying to find it or where we can watch it. I think it was released early this year. It's really hard to find where we can view it. We haven't looked in the past few weeks, but I think a month ago we were trying to see where we can stream it or view it. If anyone knows, please let me know. Yeah, it's just high energy punk. This should be mentioned more. It's one of the best 70s punk albums, in my humble opinion. So a lot of you probably already know that, but I'm going to contact Real Gone, I think, and just see like what's with this pressing. Maybe I just got a bad copy, but I even cleaned it. It still has plenty of pops and crackles and clicks, and it's not acceptable. Next, I picked up a reissue of the Feelies' second album titled The Good Earth. Again, one of my favorite 80s jangle pop bands. I've talked about them plenty before, I'm sure. Peter Buck actually produced this, which is pretty cool. I think he did. This is on Bar None Records, this reissue. And it's got a nice inner sleeve with some notes. So I think this is the 2009 reissue. Produced by Glenn Mercer, Bill Million, and Peter Buck. Yes. There's like a folky, peaceful feel to this record. Americana vibes. Maybe not my favorite record from them, but definitely one to own in your collection if you are into the Feelies and that whole sound. I think in my last video I mentioned Beat Happening and how I dig a little Calvin Johnson in my life, in my ears. So I found this Halo Benders album downtown at Vinyl Cup Records, and I didn't even know this was reissue, but this is a 2021 reissue. I think on K. I think the label is called K Records. So this was Calvin Johnson's band, or one of his side project bands in the 90s. This may be the last Halo Benders record. Yeah, the third and last one. I have their first CD. I think it's called God Don't Make No Junk or something like that. but I think this might be my favorite that I've heard so far from the Halo Benders. Good pressing. Doug March from Built to Spill, he joins on this record. Really love the song Lonesome Sundown, Do That Thing, and Love Travels Faster. This is really good. So if you like indie rock and Calvin's deep voice, check out the Halo Benders. So this one I found downtown at Jurassic Plastic. And yeah, it was Jurassic Plastic. This is Ben Sinister from the fall, and this was the release from 1986. It's a gatefold. This is a reissue from a few years ago on Beggar's Banquet. Sorry, it doesn't say what year it was reissued, but originally released in 1986. Mr. Pharmacist is probably the hit off of there, but it also has like an extra LP of goodies. I'll just show on there. So yeah, Brooke Smith, this is the era where she was in the band. This is a really good release. So yeah, a nice one to have in the collection now, because can't get enough of the fall lately. Oh, what do I want to show next? Oh, let's just show this next, because I found this at Grapefruit Records, this 2013 reissue. And yeah, it's the 30th anniversary of this album. It's an album that I first saw in a store called, I think it was called Pickles. I was with my dad, and when this came out, I was like in elementary school, like kindergarten or first grade. And I wanted to go with him to the store to get a Paula Abdul straight up cassette tape. There's now ridiculous controversy over this cover, because the baby, of course now a man, is now suing the band for, I don't know, mental, I don't know. It makes no sense, but hey, you know, he's trying to get some money apparently. Crazy that this is now 30 years old. Has the insert in there. Cool to find the 2013 reissue anyway. Was able to pick up this second New Order album. Of course, it doesn't even say. Okay, From Memory, Power, Corruption, and Lies, right? Second album, kind of a defining synth pop, post-punk record. One of the best openers of any album for sure. Other songs I love, The Village, Your Silent Face. Yeah, continuing themes of loneliness, isolation, heartbreak. Glad to have this classic in the collection now. So that's a reissue. Let's show a CD, because I don't have many CDs to show this time. Usually I have more, but this is the only ones, and this is kind of a 3 CD or 3 album set on CD. They weren't in existence for very long. I think maybe only 4 or 5 years. Yeah, they split after 3 records, so this is everything you need that they put out. I think I like the record Even Serpents Shine the best, which is their second one. This, yeah, they're unique in that it's like power pop with some punk and maybe even some jazz tones in there as well. Some killer guitar work on this. And the singer, Peter Parrott, I think his name is, I would compare him to Lou Reed, Robin Hitchcock. Yeah, I definitely hear Steve Kilbey in his voice. I wonder if Steve Kilbey was influenced by Peter Parrott. You might recognize their track, Another Girl, Another Planet, because that was probably their only hit. I'm not for sure, but really interesting and nice compilation to have of their material. So wanted to show that. I'm not going to get to Spear of Destiny today. I have 3 Spear of Destiny records to show, but that'll be next time. So I know a few of you wanted to see me show them. Found this one at a store called 402 Vinyl in Bellevue. You can get really good deals. Like the owner, Mike, he'll cut you a good deal if you pay with cash whenever you go in there. But found the name of this band is Talking Heads. And this is a live 2 LP set. The first record is cuts like from their first 2 albums, I believe. And then live versions, of course. And then I think the second album is from the Remain in Light tour. So yeah, 1980 to 1981 on the second record. I love the version of Cross-Eyed and Painless on this. So this is a 2 LP set. I'll just show one of the sides for you. It's on Sire, of course. So yeah, I got that for a good deal, and my Talking Heads collection is actually pretty much complete. So this is the last stuff I'm going to show of my pickups, my purchases. The rest is going to have to wait for next time because we're already, the time is getting crazy. I will say that whenever I film a video, it ends up being 45 minutes to an hour. I try to keep it 15-20 minutes, but I like to talk. So this is why my videos are heavily edited. Ain't nobody got time to listen to me talk about records for an hour or more. So this is why my videos are choppy and edited. I try to save you some time, okay? Just to let you know. Next band I want to show is New Model Army, and I got 2 of their records. This is their first one, called Vengeance. Now this is a post-punk band, a British post-punk band. So this is their first album. Exceptional bass playing. I really love the bass playing they have. It's very raw, top-notch post-punk. I think they're still around, but so this is their first album that I found, Vengeance, and it is on. I've had this a while too, I just haven't shown it. Abstract Records. And then I also found No Rest for the Wicked, which is on Capitol Records, right there. So yeah, excellent 80s post-punk. You know I love my post-punk. All right, I'm gonna show some gifts from friends. First of all, this sweatshirt. Thank you to Kurt. I'll leave his Instagram handle down below. He sent me this Public Image Limited sweatshirt. Isn't that pretty cool? So what happened was he told me that he ordered directly from the website, but they sent him a small instead of the size he wanted. So he asked if I wanted this sweatshirt. He also sent me Luxuria's first album because he saw me talk about them in my last video, I believe. I showed Beast Box. So this is their first album called Unanswerable Lust. Again, I'm obsessed with Howard Devoto, and this is his side project band, After Magazine, with Noko. So yeah, just awesome album, Luxuria. He sent me a few other ones. I'm just gonna show 2. I also wanted to mention Crass, and this will be my introduction to Crass, and they're kind of like a hardcore anarcho punk band. This is their album from 1979 called Stations of the Crass. And I showed this on Instagram, got a lot of cool comments. Rad band. It's a 2 LP set and comes with a really cool poster. I'm not going to take it out, but thank you so much, Kurt, for the records that you sent and the sweatshirt. Really appreciate it. I want to show what Daniel sent me, and I'll put his Instagram name down below. He reached out to me and said he had an extra copy of this record from the Glass Beads, and this is their newest album called Therapy. This is a Ukrainian duo. They're kind of classified in that cold wave, goth, lots of synths, post-punk, very melancholy, heavy bass lines. This probably would have made my top 5 albums of 2020 had I known about it. I like the songs Beat It and Monster off of this a lot. Glass Beads, check them out. This is excellent. Thank you for that. He also sent me, now I've never seen this cover. This is XTC's album titled Go To, and I'll show, I already had the American press of this, and this is what it looks like. I'm sure you've seen that around. So American press, but he sent me this French pressing of Go To. How cool is that? That's a pretty radically different cover than the other one. Virgin Records, again, French pressing with an extra track. Awesome album from XTC. So thank you, Daniel, for those generous gifts. Now Brian S sent me some more stuff, and I'm not going to say his full name, but I'll put his Instagram down below. He was very generous again. So I'm just going to show a few of the albums that Brian sent me. He sent me Roxy Music, The Atlantic Years, which I did not have. So Killer Compilation. I have been getting more into Brian Eno lately, and he sent me this really cool unofficial Japanese press of Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy. Very generous. This Polydor unofficial Japanese press of that experimental awesome album. Brian Eno, he sent me Discreet Music, which I did post on Instagram as well. I can listen to this album anytime, especially side 2. I love this record. Definitely becoming more of a Brian Eno fan. So Discreet Music. I think this was originally released in 1975. Yeah, this is a 2018 reissue. Kinks, one that I did not have. He sent me State of Confusion. Big Science from Laurie Anderson. Really experimental and unique record for sure. I was pretty much blown away by this. I had never heard anything from her before. From the time it starts to the time it ends, you're just like engulfed in her genius. And I guess people are familiar with Oh Superman the most from this one. Personally, I preferred side 1 more than side 2, but that's just me. Great album. Tears for Fears, songs from Big Chair. This reissue from Back to Black, 180 gram. Yeah, this, I don't know why this has been missing from my collection for so long, but thank you, Brian. I mean, there's so many hits from this one. Shout. I love the Working Hour, the saxophone on that. Everybody Wants to Rule the World, of course. Head Over Heels, which might be my favorite Tears for Fears tune, but yeah, don't need to say much about that. It's a classic. He sent me this gorgeous reissue of Ziggy Stardust, which I just sent my other copy to Emma at 8 Vinyl Low because this is an upgrade copy for me. This is on gold vinyl. Just excellent. Definitely top 3 Bowie record for me. Hunky Dory might be my number 1 from Bowie. I don't know. I haven't really sat down and plotted out what my top 3 or top 5 records would be. Reissue of Station to Station on colored vinyl. Again, these reissues are really well done. This one's on white vinyl, so that's also an upgrade for me. Let's Dance and Heroes. Side B of Heroes is still kind of, I'm letting it sink in. So I had never heard the entire album before, and I'm just grateful to have this now. But I love Sons of the Silent Age. That might be my favorite track. And of course, Heroes as well. But side 2 is, I'm getting used to it. I'm warming up to it the more I play it. So thank you for that. And then finally, the last one I'll show that he sent is Kraftwerk's Man Machine. So this is the 4th Kraftwerk album that I own now. And this one and Computer World are probably my 2 favorites from Kraftwerk. But thank you, Brian. I mean, this is just a crazy amount of quality titles and killer records. Hope you all are well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for any comments you may leave. And yeah, take care.